There was a special day in the city of Jerusalem. The sun rose slowly over the tall stone walls, painting the sky with gold and orange. The streets were full of people who had come from many places to worship at the great temple of God. But something was wrong, something that most people did not see. As Jesus and his disciples walked toward the temple, a look of sadness and anger slowly appeared on his face. The disciples noticed it, but they didn't understand why. What could trouble Jesus in such a holy place? The temple was supposed to be a quiet place of prayer. A place where people talked to God, gave thanks, and found peace. But as Jesus walked closer, the noise grew louder and louder. It sounded like a busy market. Coins clinked, birds fluttered in cages, and people shouted, "Buy. Sell. Change your money here." Inside the temple courts, there were tables covered with silver and gold coins. Men called money changers were sitting behind them, trading coins for people who had come from faraway lands. Nearby, other men were selling animals, doves, sheep, and cattle, to be used as offerings. The animals were scared and made loud noises. The smell of animals filled the air. The temple, God's holy house, had become like a noisy marketplace. Jesus stopped. His eyes looked around, seeing everything. His heart hurt deeply. He knew that the people needed to bring offerings, but these sellers were greedy. They were cheating the poor and caring more about money than about worshiping God. The temple was built to honor God, but these men were using it to get rich. Then, with great courage, Jesus stepped forward. He took some cords and made them into a whip. His disciples watched, their eyes wide with surprise. They had never seen him like this before. With a strong voice, Jesus said, "Take these things away. Do not make my Father's house a place for trade." His words echoed in the temple like thunder. He walked quickly to the tables of the money changers and turned them over. Coins flew into the air, rolling across the stone floor. The sellers ran to catch them, shocked and scared. Jesus went to the men selling doves and said, "Take these things away." The birds flapped and flew into the sky, free from their cages. The people in the temple were amazed. Some were frightened, others watched with wide eyes. They had never seen anyone do something like this. The disciples remembered a verse from the scriptures, "Zeal for your house will consume me." They knew Jesus loved God's house so much that it made him angry to see it treated with disrespect. Slowly, the temple courts became quiet again. The animals were gone. The greedy traders had run away. The loud shouting had stopped. Only the soft sounds of prayer and the gentle voices of people remained. Then Jesus spoke to the people there. He reminded them why the temple was built. "My Father's house shall be called a house of prayer." The temple was meant to be a place where everyone, rich or poor, old or young, near or far, could come to pray, to ask for help, and to thank God. Many people felt sorry for what had happened. They saw the love and respect Jesus had for God's house. They understood that God wants our hearts to be clean when we come to him, not filled with greed, anger, or pride. After that day, the temple was peaceful for a while. The sick and the poor came to Jesus there, and he healed them. Little children came too, and they sang praises, "Hosanna to the Son of David." Jesus smiled at them because he loved them very much. This story teaches us something important. God's house is special. It is a place for prayer, praise, and learning about God. We must always show respect when we come to worship. But more than that, our hearts are like temples too. God wants our hearts to be clean and full of love, not selfishness or anger. So next time you go to church, remember what Jesus did. Remember to come with a thankful heart, ready to pray and honor God. Because respecting God's house shows that we love and honor him. And that is the story of how Jesus cleaned the temple to teach everyone about respecting God's house.